Hi there and welcome. In this video, we will explore how we can build more advanced where conditions using DBIx. Quite often, you'll find that simple filtering conditions on one or more values are not sufficient enough to filter the data the way you need. You might want to apply multiple conditions such as AND or, well, OR condition. All of that is possible with DBIx. Let's see how we can create slightly more complicated filter scenarios. Let's slightly amend this example and let's go back to using all of the items in a list. We search for result set, so all, and instead of looping through the results, we can just print out the results that we got. Right, so let's imagine we want a scenario where we want to return all the nodes where description equals either node or the description has a pattern of user. Now, of course, as we know, if we use description field like this, then the latest description key is going to override the previous one. To avoid this issue, what we can do, we can use OR keyword. We prefix it with dash, and then we provide arrayref. And here we can put in conditionals that we want to separate by the OR clause. And let's also wrap this in curly brackets. So as such, and for the second scenario, let's put this inside as well. Let's align this, wrap it with curly brackets. And instead of looking for node, what we can do, we can say we want to look for description either that equals with node or user, or part of the description that includes either keyword node or user. And we can run this, of course, as before, by Perl, include our library, and then the script file. Oops, so that's going to be include library and the script.pl. So we also want to add DBIx trace. So DBIx trace, see the output. Oops, just need to spell out the DBIx trace correctly. And here we go. We are looking for all the results from the node where description equals like this, or this is the keyword that we wrapped around our conditions, well, that we use to separate our conditions, and the second description like equals user. The first condition needs to be either node, or the second condition needs to be user. So that's one way how you can separate your lookup conditions where you have the same keyword. Now, what if you wanted to say, for example, return me all the results where user ID equals specific number and the description equals, let's say, node, or description equals user. How we can achieve this? We can add another nested condition, which says and we supply arrayref here as well. So we said that we want the user ID to be either 2, and we want the description to be equal to node, or we want the description to be equal to user. Now here, let's wrap this in href as well. Not really needed. It's just better to separate your conditionals. And if you run this, let's see what this is all about. You're saying and equals, so this doesn't look right. This got interpreted as a literal, so we want to add minus in front and rerun the query. And now we're going to see that return me everything from node where user ID equals the value we're looking for, which is 2, and the description like node. And here we can see that the second part is OR, where the description like user. And you can keep nesting these conditions as much as you want. You're not only limited to this level. That said, you can get really creative with these ones. Alright, let's look at one more scenario where we want to say everything what here stands. So I want to look for user ID equals 2 and description like node, or I want to say where description size is larger than or equal, let's say 3. Now what you can also do in DBIx, you can provide raw SQL and use placeholders in a format. If we provide a reference to arrayref, and here we have a string, so we can say length description where it is larger or equal to question mark, so this is going to be our placeholder, and there we can provide value such as 3. Now previously we looked at syntax where the first key is the length of description, and then we use href where we provide the operator which is larger or equal than, and then the value. But you can also use a placeholder format as such. Now if we save this and rerun our script, we're going to see the first part is going to be the same as before. So either user ID and description equals 2 and 3 from our placeholders, or the length of the description is larger than or equal to 3. Now this is just an alternative how you can apply SQL conditions. So you're not just limited to this pattern that we looked at in the previous lecture and the same that we have above. And as you can see, you can build much more complicated SQL conditions using AND keywords or keywords, and also using the placeholders where you can apply functions such as if or length or many more. So that's it for this video. We looked at how we can apply multiple conditions using OR and keywords, and we also looked at how we can use the placeholders to provide raw SQL and inject our own values. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you at the next one.